Hey, hello and hello everyone. My name's Sugi Yamagawa, and today on VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s, we're doing things kind of the same but a little bit different. And that is we're going to be playing the ancient game of Go, while also doing a little bit of seed starting. Also, please don't mind the environment behind me. I'm just trying to try a little bit of a something out, so just having a little bit of fun with that. So I hope everyone out there is having a good day. As for me, gotta say, been definitely solid, good, all right, all fun stuff. Now, vision for today. Vision for today is in between Go games is we take a break and we do a little bit of seed starting. The goal is, well, the vision is seeing how the difference between playing back-to-back games versus playing a game, taking a break from Go, and then hopping back into it again, and seeing how that does for me. So I want to try this out, because Go can be pretty overwhelming if you do a lot at once, which unfortunately, considering how streaming typically works, and you should ideally be doing your streams for a while, and oh no, this is a little pressure to conform, which is real terrible. So we're gonna mix things up just a hair bit. So we're gonna go into this. So I did do a couple of warm-up matches before today. So and yeah, I actually played some of the easier bots and destroyed them, which was strange to me because I've typically had my teeth kicked in by the bots. So we're gonna start things off with an intermediate tier opponent. So, and I truly wish to actually get my teeth kicked in by this first match. And, ooh, okay, so they went first, I went second. Let's see here. I need to just move this a little bit. And that's fine. Okay. So they have done some, I'm pretty sure things are going to be pretty straightforward as far as opening moves, but everything after that's probably going to get a lot more fun. So they're claiming their corner, and I'm going to claim my little bit of corner. So they're trying to go behind me, trying to put a little bit of that pressure on me. So I'm going to just respond to that. So, I wonder, do I think I can hem these in? Oh, wow. Wow, that was some wind. Hopefully that does not knock power out. Now the question is how do I best pressure these stones? Will I get pressured by the stones, or will the stones pressure me? Who knows? So, and the thing is, something I've noticed with a lot, something the AI does a lot at this level is the AI really likes to do a lot of what I call cutting techniques. Now, those 3 stones have been basically hemmed in, surrounded. I can attempt to save them, or let's see, it'll take 2 plays on them to take those stones. So I either have, honestly, I'm going to take this route. So I'm going to act like I'm trying to save them, but in reality, what I'm trying to do is, because basically the way things stand with black right now is black can pretty much just do whatever they want. If I go for position 311, word. I imagine I'm gonna have some pressure, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna just try and hem me in. Oh, hello, Flash. How goes the game? So far, this seems pretty standard for what I typically expect out of an AI of this level. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to see how well I can hold my own, which I'm somewhat confident that I can. But we're going to actually see how it actually plays out, though. But I don't want to fall into, like, the AI is, like, just doing, you know? I want to kind of, like... I want to do my own moves here, but I'm not sure how the best way to go about that. But one thing I did mention earlier is like the AI really likes doing lines for some reason, and I don't know why the AI favors line strategies at this difficulty level. So we're starting to move up towards their stone. I don't want to be hemmed in by them. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this little number here. Kind of, I mean, so far I've got a fair amount of territory behind me. I just need to make sure I can keep on doing what I'm doing here. So we've got another line of stones going, but on like our first line here, this line is actually heading towards some stones I've already pre-placed. So hopefully, actually, do I want to go there? It seems like a reasonably strong position. Yeah. And then that makes it really hard for them to pressure. And then that just pretty much locks things down from that perspective. Now, I need to make sure that they don't cut into me. So we're going to be I'm going to kind of try to be a trickster here, but so this stone here at 07, 1 liberty left. Need to save him. Bang, bada boom, he's saved. Now I have this stone that's at like just a few liberties. So that collection's down to 2 liberties. So we're going to put pressure on this one stone. We took this, and now these 2 stones actually have some space here. Ooh, wait. Ooh, I was not anticipating that. Ooh. Okay. We're going to reinforce those guys, and they're going to do that. And then, let's see. I'm curious to how they will respond to that. Okay. Okay. Granted, it's interesting. They're actually having to respond to a fair amount of my provokes here. So they're trying to, once again, cut, and I'm not going to allow them. Don't do that move, Sugi. Oh, don't worry, Mr. Spock. I'm going to be doing all sorts of, like, this is not recommended moves. I wonder if there's a way for me to carve out some territory here, because I've got a pretty good chunk of territory. They have a lot of the edge. I'm feeling pretty confident that I have a fair amount of territory here. I just need to see if I can put a little bit of pressure on them. So they're going to try and put a little bit of pressure on me, which is fine. You can put pressure on me. I don't care. So they're going to be doing a little bit of reinforcing of their line, which I also am going to do, and to increase my defense. So they're putting a lot of pressure on that one stone. I come in with that placement, and that pretty much saves that stone. Now, it is quite possible for my stones down here, my nice little Tetris piece, to get overwhelmed. However, though, I want to make sure that they don't try to do... Oh. Ooh, that's bad. That's really bad. That's bad. And it's bad for those reasons. And that locks all that in. So let's see if we can't engage in containment. So that will open those up to 2 liberties. So we'll take that. Interesting. Interesting. So I want to basically stop them from making any progress in here. So with that, that stone's linked there. Damn, I was hoping to save those guys. So with that, I kind of saved those guys, and then if I move here, that really saves them. Let's see, how do I bet? I need to do that. I actually really need to do that. So when's the car chase part? Oh, there's no car chases today. There's only going to be placing stones. How do I want to go about this? Because, like, they have very dead stones here. I have very alive stones. It's definitely very possible for me to put some pressure on them. Hey, I was wanting to Hey, I was trying to put some pressure on you. Damn AI. Ugh. We'll see. We'll try pulling off an invasion here. Mostly just because I wanted to, like, spook them a bit and kind of be like, hey, I'm not going to let you have an easy time. I place there. I expect that. Can I pressure them into protecting that? I pressured them into protecting that. Now they're pressuring this stone here with an aim to taking it. And that's all going to result in nothing. Because next turn they're going to take that. Actually, let's see. Okay, so they chose defense. They chose defense, which is interesting to me. So I want to make sure I carve out a little bit of territory here. It's really important I carve out at least a little bit of territory, because that way I at least, like, kind of put a little bit of pressure. Oh wow, how is it? What's the best way for me to respond to that? Let's see. So that reduces. Oh, nope. That should make those stones alive down there. Granted, this AA really likes testing my patience sometimes. But I will also test its patience as well. Because right now, the AI's got a lot of territory down in here. And I want the AI to not have a lot of territory. But I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this but that extends it to 1. Oh, wow. This is pretty bad. And unfortunately, those stones are only have one eye, so those stones can be very much dead. I think these stones here are alive. Theoretically, I could do something about my situation there. Honestly, let's try solidifying our gains here. Their stones here are basically dead. I don't want them expanding. They're reinforcing what they have available. I really like Black's lines, though. Black has good lines. They have that over me. I'm also seeing a lot of consistent shapes, and this is something I kind of want to think back on later. Don't know. I feel like any stones played here are gonna be like kind of foregone, like a foregone conclusion, but yeah. So, yeah. Honestly, I want to pass. I saw that. Oh, come on. But yeah, okay, so I had that. These were alive. These were alive. So I was at least... This was reasonable. This is a fairly reasonable outcome as far as I'm concerned. Because Black has a lot of territory. I have very little. Black was very good at cutting me, dividing me up. But I did pull off a successful invasion, and I hung in there. Granted, I do want to know how much I lost by. So, let's click estimate score. Black by 81. Wow. That's the thing. When you have that edge territory, you just get so many points, and Black just pushed me so hard. I lost. And I also lost that like core area. I was kind of hoping to save. So what I'm gonna do, well, actually, do I want to hit rematch? So that's game one. That is game one. So with game one out of the books, time to take a break. So we're gonna take a break. I've got my seed starting stuff, and, well, most importantly, I have my handy dandy guide. So it's towards the end of February. I've got some seeds I need to start, and I can definitely see my first one, basil. I gotta get some basil going. I've also pre-filled a couple of my trays, just to go ahead and get my trays filled up a little bit. Arrow. And I'm also expecting to get a fair bit of basil done. What else do I want to do here? What else? I want basil, lettuce. Wait, where's tomatoes? Oh, yeah. I also need to do tomatoes. Tomatoes is going to be very important. I'll probably do tomatoes after the second game. So, already got a few pre-done. I am going to go ahead and actually start just with... Alright. I want to, like, let the last go game sink in. Kind of like the game plan for today's stream. taking breaks in between. So I'm definitely not at the intermediate level as a Go player. However, though, when I do lower AIs, I just punching it. So I gotta figure out how to grow from a standard level AI to where I'm actually at as a Go player. And figure it out. So looking back on that last game, the AI was also really good about cutting me, which I feel like of all my various weaknesses, dealing with being cut is probably my biggest. The Go player. Whew. So I definitely need to come up with some good counter strategies. And also, when I'm filling these seed trays, I try to get them kind of like packed in, fair amount of material. Then I try to like follow up. My top 2 are really good, but bottom 4 are definitely a bit lacking. But yeah. But when we'll see what this does. I've also noticed that a lot of the AIs in the Go game, they will actually like change their skill level based off how many times they won it. Admittedly, has been a thing I have not liked, because they don't behave in a consistent way for me, which makes it hard for me to really gauge the AI and where I stand against it, because AI wins, AI goes a little bit easier on me, and then I play again, and then it just like hurts me. It's not very consistent. I really wish it was more consistent than that. Okay. So, we're going to be starting off with basil. I have an entire seed bin dedicated to basil. So, let's see what we got. I have a couple things. Actually, wait a second. Oh, snap. Do I actually have... Do I have any... Oh, snap. I actually... So, this is actually some really old basil seed I have here. And I've been sitting on this pack of seeds for quite a while, so we're definitely gonna do some of that. That's just a sweet basil. Whereas I have also have some Genevieve basil from Seed Savers Exchange, and then I also have this from Renee's Gardens, which I actually got this as like a... I bought a bunch of seed potatoes from Garden Center, and I got this as like a free seed packet. Aged basil seeds. Yeah. I don't know how they will sprout though. And then I also grow a little bit of Thai basil. Thai basil's pretty alright. So we're gonna just call this guy sweet basil. Also, another nice thing about this is, like, just doing seed starting is a little bit light of an activity. So it's kind of nice to actually stack it with something else, in this case, Go. Ooh. So I'm going to be a little bit generous with the seed. It's old. And I don't know what the germination rate's going to be like. So I think I'm going to go with 2 of the 6 planters. 6 cells. And then with that, I have finally killed this packet of basil seed. Shucks. Oh, I was hoping it would have a date. So, this was actually packed for sale for the year 2020. Sure, you can kind of see sell by 12/20. So, this is basil seed I bought in 2020. A very far, far away land of 2020. Okay, so. Oh yeah, I haven't actually talked about this stuff. So, the stuff in my bucket down here. So, in this bucket, and then in also this white bucket, that's leaf mold. So, it's basically leaves. You can kind of tell a little bit based off some of the stuff sticking out in the cells. But that's leaf mold. It's basically leaves that I've gathered up and composted. And the nice thing about leaf mold is you end up with this really nice, like, dark, rich, organic compost. And it generally doesn't have a lot of weed seeds. It does have some sometimes. So what I like to do is I like to just, for a base in all my cells, just throw in the leaf mold, and then I finish it off with like actual potting mix, which is what I have here. And the reason why it's in a bowl off to the side is I always moisten it because the potting mix dries out in the bag, and when it dries out, it doesn't absorb water very well. It can actually doesn't help the seeds absorb water. So you can get some, like, it doesn't help them germinate. So it's something I have learned over the course of my gardening journey, which coincidentally I have been gardening since 2020. Granted, I didn't pick up gardening for the same reasons as everyone did in 2020. I picked up gardening in 2020 because that's the year I actually formally became a landowner, and that was pre-before times. So I actually bought a whole bunch of like gardening stuff and a whole bunch of like I actually got my fire pit like 3 weeks before lockdowns were a thing. But basically, I was very ahead of the curve on a lot of things in those times, and it was kind of weird seeing so many people jump into the same thing I was into all at the same time. End up a little bit there. So, I believe in labeling. I can find my labels. I know where they are, they're just buried. Hello, popsicle sticks. Sweet, sweet, handy popsicle sticks. So. And magic marker. Magic Sharpie. So, I'm just gonna write. Oh, wait. I will say, don't expect a whole lot of things out of me, but please don't ever expect me to spell right. Spelling is my biggest weakness in life. Like, not being good at Go is one thing, but I will never be good at spelling. There we go. That's our first sweet basil label. And I'm going to be getting myself quite a bit of basil going, because I like me some basil. I actually tried some basil from last year's garden, and I had some of that basil with my pizza before stream. Really, I'm a big fan of basil. Also, granted, I really like margarita pizzas. I really like me a good margarita. So our first two, we're going to be doing sweet basil. Sounds tasty. Oh yeah, like, especially when you dry your own basil and you leave the leaves whole and then you crush them before you sprinkle them onto the pizza. It helps preserve the flavor of the fresh basil when you do things that way. So when you're like crushing the dried basil leaves onto the pizza, you're like releasing that basil flavor. It's a really nice effect. Makes for some good pizza. So we're gonna go with the Genova. And I hope it's not related to a certain game Genova. Okay. Granted, I can't really talk about that too much because I haven't really played any of the Final Fantasy games. There. I know this seed is a little bit more recent. I got really aggressive with that sewing. But that's fine. I mean, there's plenty more seeds where that came from, so. That, get in here. We'll start tucking those seeds in. We'll start tucking them in nice and tight. There you go. Oh, wait. Oh, snap. I forgot about that. I actually forgot about a thing. It's fine. I can do it here in a bit. Here we go. Well, that is second set. The second dozen of seeds. Time for another popsicle stick. And these are gonna be the Genova basil. Oh, whoops. I got my popsicle stick a little bit wet because I have a bin like a container of water for washing my hands. And it made the Sharpie not want to write on the wood. It's ugly, but most importantly, somewhat legible. We'll stick you on there. And then we'll get the next one. And then I'm thinking for coming up here in a bit, we're gonna do the thing I forgot to do before we jump back into our next Go game. That's our first. I'm gonna call this our first round of seed starting. I'm still gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a dozen Thai basils, but we'll save that for later. Just because I'm just trying to space things out nicely. But I need to send a picture to myself. Because we've done this before, about a month ago. So that's emailed to me. Time to go to my magic email address. Ah, nice. I love it when it insta sends. And download that. Cool. Sometimes it's not quick. I'm really glad it's being quick today. And image. Sure. There. And images are always way too big. but I like to make them smaller gradually. But yeah. There are my beautiful, precious beats. Well, so this is basically an update for last stream. Well, the last time I did a seed starting stream. So this is a month. So we got ourselves some cabbage started. In the back upper left-hand corner of the screen, that's where my cabbage is. And then right behind my head here, those are my broccoli. And then the nice bright greens of hope further above my head, that's my lettuce. And then everything else in the picture is either onion. Well, it's either, because I've got red onions, I have white onions, I have Helshikyo onions. They're a type of Japanese bunching green onion that I really like growing. And then I also have some shallots in here as well, which shallots are actually one of my tries for this year. So I always want to try out something new every year. And so that's one of my tries for this year. So I did want to give just a nice slight little update on how last month seed starting, and I'm hoping actually the lettuce above my head, that's probably actually going to get planted out this upcoming weekend. And then for the cabbage and the onions, I think I might wait a little bit longer, kind of just see how the weather turns out, and we'll go from there. Because I do have a cold frame. I sincerely hope that's the wind knocking on the garage door. It'd be real spooky if it wasn't. So we'll move back over to the Go board. But apparently, oh snap! I'll showcase the basil later. So for now, I need some water. And now it's back to the Go mine. So I'm gonna click the rematch button. Game name. So for game name, I'm gonna do. I lost last game. For a while, I was trying to keep track of all the games I've lost, but it's been very difficult with the number of losses occurred. I don't know. I had some sort of naming convention, but I've lost it. So we're just gonna call this Loss 31. We'll send challenge. And yeah, so. Ooh. Okay. This might be bad. Oh, that was a misclick. That was a misclick, and they're thinking, oh, he's vulnerable. This is going to be interesting. Oop. Okay. So oh, this is delightful. Sort of. I really don't know, because this is an interesting way to start the match. And also the AI's at like 16 something K, which is weird because normally some of the AIs go down in difficulty rather than up in difficulty. Ooh. So, I want to hold my meager bit of territory there. Can I pressure that one stone? Yes. Problem is that one stone I played is also it's also in a very vulnerable position for a stone. Oh, this is exciting. So those two stones are down to, they were down to 1 liberty. That was, this is risky, but this is exceptionally risky. The problem is I really see them taking my 2 stones. Yes, I saw that coming. I saw that coming. So what I did now is I just... This is weird. This is interesting. This is very interesting to me because it's very possible for me to put a lot of pressure down here on their stones. Granted, I don't know if I'll succeed. Because they can also put pressure on my stones. Well, I tried. I tried. Man, I don't... Am I laddering? No. This isn't a full ladder. No, this is a ladder. Or is it? Am I laddering? This seems very laddery. Oh. Oh, dearie. Ah! Ah! So close! I was so close! Oh my gosh! Ah, did you... Stop cutting into my territory. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Ah! Man, I think I got so close. So terribly close, and then it's just profound sadness. Oh. Oh. Man, this is... Because the AI, so you guys can't see it, but the AI is currently fighting at what's called the 16K skill level, and it's... I want that. You can't be taking what I want, man. Granted, that's just the thing with like the AI at this skill level is it's just it is frankly put better than me. It is terribly better than me. And then they link. So how do I best defend? Because Go's I really like Go from a lot of perspectives, just because it tends to be just, I know I talked about this before, but it's kind of what's called a perfect information game that I am. It's like I see a vulnerability and I try to take advantage of that vulnerability, and it's like, nope, I see your vulnerability, I'm going to take advantage of it. Oh, dearie. That's suicide. But I don't get what. So, one thing I dislike about this website I'm on is it does a lot of how it adjusts the AI's skill level varies. And I don't fully understand. Oh, that's bad. That's bad, Jim. This is quite unideal. Oh boy. Well, yeah, I suppose if I get into a co-fight, that's at least progress. Oh, dearie. Want to defend territory because I'm pretty good here. Unfortunately, that's vulnerable. I have some great vulnerabilities, and speaking of great vulnerabilities, and I have to just let that go. Oh. Why does the AI get harder with matches, not easier with matches? My question. It's like you've already. It's like you beat me once. What? Heck you. Oh god, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh no, not the most ideal play on my part. Is there any other stones I'm pressuring? Oh, come on. Let me have the co. I want to engage in a nice co-fight, man. Wait. Well. That reduces 1 stone to 1 liberty, but the defense is too easy. And then they do that, which... That's reasonable, I suppose. Like, that definitely works. Whoa. I mean, I'm at least doing some pushing back. I am pushing back, so... I'm pretty sure the AI don't like the fact I'm pushing back, but the AI is just gonna have to deal with it. Can I... Okay. You don't like that. Oh, no, that's bad. Yep, that's bad for that reason. Just try that. Problem is, those 3 stones are very vulnerable, and they can lose their liberties very quickly and easily. So... Yep, like that. That quickly and easily. So... What's my best path on pressuring these stones? I'm gonna go defensive. The board looks wild. It's interesting. Like, Go is a game I actually really enjoy. I actually think it's a really fun game. It's just the difficulty curve on Go is just unreal. You have to really know what you're doing in Go, and if you don't know what you're doing, the game will punish you for it. Ooh. Oh. You know what? I'll take that. That is mini inconsequential invasion. That goes. It is a land of nowhere, but hey, that's territory. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 points. That's 4 points. You know, like. I am just. One of my concerns is the AI might think they can do something against what I have down here, and that deeply concerns me, because if they take these 2 eyes out, I'm really foobarred on that point. But I am also really out of options. Because the problem, one of my big issues right now is this line of stones I've got going on here from OP10 down to Q5. These are dead stones. These stones are donezo. Like, I can't... There's no way for me to save these stones. I'm... Gosh, 53 captures. I've been... Oh, come on. Okay. So, these stones down here, dead. Dead, 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 dead. But I did have this territory. I did pull off this small little invasion up here, secured this, and was actually... Like, this over here is good. This down here is not good. That's... Good gosh, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28. That's like, this is 30 stones to defend 2 points of territory. This is horrendously inefficient. Granted, I was at least part of that territory, making that territory happen did involve a little bit of a co-fighting, which... Co-fighting is kind of like one of those fun things that happens at slightly higher levels of difficulty. So Black crushed me mostly through capturing stones, but also capturing territory. Black had lots of good territory capture. Now, I'm tempted. Because one of the weird things about this Go thing is, originally this AI was rated at 19K. But after the first loss, and then I did the rematch, the AI went up to 16K. Which, in Go, like, the beginner AIs are like 25K. So, judging by where I'm at right now, I think I'm around like the 22K level. So, 25K is like way too easy for me, but 16K is also too difficult. It's the wrong challenge in the other direction.
Oh.
I think what I'm going to do is we're going to actually go back to our seed starting. And we're going to do some seed starting again. And I think going into the next Go game, I will rematch that AI. And I really want to see if that AI stays at the same difficulty level or goes up. Because when I first challenged it, the computer software stuff was like, hey, this thing's at like 19K level, which 19's some close-ish to where I'm at. So I was like, okay, I can accept that. That's fine. Oh yeah. Something I noticed at the end of last seed starting session is I have just a whole bunch of free basil seeds just hanging out in here. And I don't know, I suspect it's old sweet basil seed, but we'll actually see how much of our seed comes up here. Oh yeah, we got plenty of Thai basil. Woohoo, Thai basil. But hey, I can at least have one victory today. I can garden with the best. Granted, overall, I mean, that last game was a mixture of, like, sure, I got my teeth kicked in, but I still pulled off like a mini invasion, and I still put a little bit of pushback against the AI, so. So, I'm definitely not proficient, but I have never at any point tonight or any other time I'm going to profess myself to be proficient in Go. Man, I should have made up more of this. More of my potting mix. We're halfway, because we're like halfway through this thing and I'm already starting to run a little bit low. Man, I think I'm also going to need another seed tray, because if I get ambitious about what I want to get sowed tonight, there's a lot of seed sowing to be done, but I don't think I'm going to sow everything that I would want to get sowed at this point in time. I don't think I'm going to get everything taken care of, just because there's a lot. There is a lot of seed starting to be done. Because the main things I gotta do is I gotta get basil going. Love me my basils. I've gotta work on getting some lettuce done. And then tomatoes. So, basil, lettuce, tomatoes. Which is funny, there's actually, there's a show called Aikatsu. In Aikatsu, specifically Aikatsu Friends, the main character she works in a cafe, and the cafe's signature dish is it basil? It's basil. I think it's a basil, lettuce, and cheese sandwich. And I'm doing basil, lettuce, and tomato. Just kind of reminded me of that of that sandwich from the show. Good tie. But that's the fun thing with seed starting. That's the real fun thing with seed starting. Especially in these trying Go related times, is seed starting is very mind off. It's not active, which I think helps, because when you're just continually throwing yourself against the Go AI, it can be a little bit depressing. And I also did notice that the difficulty metric changed on it. So if the difficulty metric changes again on me, I'm going to call shenanigans on that, and I'm going to go face against a different AI. Because I'm not going to put myself in too compromised of a position. Okay. Oh wow, did I need more of those? I need more of those. But that's fine, because we're changing game plan. Well, let's see, I've got 3 of those. Because we're moving up in the world. Moving up to the slightly bigger boy. Let's see. So I've got, in my black bucket, I have some pretty fine material, whereas I have a lot more of a coarser, more big leaves. Also, the stuff has roots in it. Those roots are from they're actually from one of my trees, because I wasn't very watchful of my tree, and it grew roots into. So I'm basically using large cylindrical trash cans that my family's had for like forever in a day, and I use those for my leaf mold process. The thing is they got holes on the bottom, and a red maple scent. The roots use a mess within my bucket. We're gonna be using very coarse-ish, heavy-ish material, because even though it's kind of coarse and heavy, a young tomato seed's roots will use. Here's this. Well, become reasonably established. Oh, smokes! I just so much room. Can I squeeze one more, please? It's one. Wow, that's a squeeze. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, well, we're gonna have some exciting times on fitting everything on this tray, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay. First, filling these up, they have relatively large holes, but this also really helps. So one of the cool things, so some of the things I really like about these seed trays is they're made out of a really nice hard plastic. And then they also have these nice big round holes. These holes are so that way you can stick your finger through, pull out your seed plug, and then you can, makes it really easy to plant these things out. And it has like these these slits, so when the roots poke out, they air prune, but still not too constrained of an environment for the seedling roots versus what we have here, which this is like a cheap plastic. It has like 4 slits in the bottom, and that's it. Container, but by reusing these are no longer single-use plastics. Which I know I've mentioned it before, but I think the best way to take care of one of the strongest ways to take care of like the single-use the plastics problem, just go ahead and say plastics problem in general, is to use all of our plastics more than one. Because if we could use all of our plastics more than once, that really reduces the need for more plastic. That helps take care of a somewhat large societal problem. And you don't even have to worry about recycling it, which is actually a really big issue with plastics, because plastics are very difficult to recycle. Like toothpaste tubes, those are like made out, the toothpaste tube is actually made out of 5 different kinds of plastic. So it actually makes it very challenging to recycle that material. Yes, plastics are good to be used many times. Yes. Also, welcome in. Trying to toss. Work. Kind of squeezing my seed tray setup thing, but it works. Gotta wash hands, because after this I gotta. Because the thing is I want my hands dry for when I handle seed. Because if I don't, then the seed will stick to my hands, and it's all. Then I have seeds. Okay. Ooh. Crisis averted. So I had a bunch of my basil seeds fall out of my basil container. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get all this basil repackaged. Well, put back in its magic bin. Oh, basil. So we've got our we've got 3 dozen. Well, yeah, we've got 3 dozen basil plants of 3 different varieties. Well, Go's all about claiming territory, and there's nothing more territory like than treat land and dirt with care. Oh god. I like how you're just talking about territory right off the bat because, ooh, I big oofed last game. And by big oof, I defended 2 points of territory with like 30 stones. And I was like, man, my stone efficiency is garbage. Absolutely atrocious. Oh, wait. Oh, sweet. Okay, so looks like last year I finished out my Red Pride. So I actually have no more Red Pride, which funny. So I actually have these from my grandma gave me the seed packet because she had a friend give her these because, well, my grandma also likes growing tomatoes, but I think she primarily will like buy starts and just work with those because she's also moved and she has to grow. Most of her gardening is just done with containers. So, yeah. Ooh. That's an idea. I got an idea. Yeah, because I want to see. I need to see if I can, like. I'm actually going to be seeing her next month, and I need to look into seeing if she needs, like, some sort of, like, platform for a container that she can wheel around. Now, did I foobar? Okay, sweet. I did not foobar myself. So, I have plenty of tomato seed here. So, historically, I've had a really bad habit. So if I use up all the seeds out of the seed packet, I'll keep the seed packet just because I want the seed packet on hand to help me identify the plant later and also maybe like other characteristics if I have questions relating to growing it. But here is Sugi Yamagawa's traditional tomato of choice, and that is the Martino Roma. I am huge on Romas. I love Roma tomatoes because as a single guy, I can take like 2 of these bad boys, dice them up, chuck them on a salad, chuck them on a pizza, and that is all the tomato I need. Because one of the issues with like the red prides is like they are like big tomatoes, and I like medium tomatoes. Also, Romas have lots of pulp, and I like nice pulpy tomatoes versus juicy tomatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead here. And I've got seed. Well, if you're having trouble with bots, I remember Nando recommended playing with handicap, either hard bots or easy bots. Yeah, so one of the things I kind of particularly paid attention to is I lost the first round against an intermediate bot, and then I re-challenged the bot, and then the bot went up in difficulty. And I was like, wait, you beat me. Shouldn't you go down in difficulty, not up? So I'm going to try, when I go for the re-challenge, I'm going to see if the bot goes up or down. Because that's kind of been one of the things with the bots. It's been kind of... Because it seems like the bots will change from game to game. They don't behave consistently, which I'm sure that's to kind of like make it feel more like an actual like human opponent. But for me, was like kind of starting out and Go, having the difficulty like go up and down. Well, so far the difficulty has started at 19k, and then the second match the bot went up to 16k, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not at those levels. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for the big leagues. Okay. That is an absolute overflowing abundance of seed. Because, really, let's see, that's 8 tomato plants. I might want to do 2 more. Because I've got plenty of seed. 18k is already quite... Yeah, I was thinking... Like, I would like to play bots at, like, 21k. So when I actually go into this next game, I'm gonna keep an eye on I'm gonna rematch the bot, but if the bot ratchets the difficulty up on me, I'm gonna try facing another bot, and I'm gonna either handicap myself or the bot. So I will mess with the settings. I am currently anticipating having to mess with the settings in the next game, just to kind of make things less face kicked in-y. But so far, I already like the format for this stream because it's... The seed starting gives me something relaxing to do and kind of take my mind off the dangers of giving computers too much information. Well, actually, wait. This is what you do when the computers have too much information. You learn to grow your own food. At least the bots take it from you. So yeah, lots of roots. Lots of tree roots. So I ran out of my potting mix. So I'm just going to try and just grab nice, loose, fluffy handfuls of composted leaf mold. And the biggest thing I want to make sure of when I throw this on onto the seeds, I want to just make sure I don't have any like large leaves that would cover seedlings, because the seedlings do need like a loose material. Good luck with that and good job tending those seeds. Curious to see how they'll turn out. Oh yeah, actually, I'll be going now. Cheers though. Yeah. Actually, wait, was this the picture? Yeah. So this is actually the seeds I started last month as they are today. So looking really good. I'm really looking forward to adding to it. That space I have is going to get very constrained with seedlings, but hey, I like growing food, man. I mean, this was like, well, I mean, I actually picked up like formally garden back in 2020. Not for the reasons everyone else did. The beginning of 2020, I actually was when I became a landowner. And since I owned land, I could cultivate it. And cultivate land I did. Cultivate land I continue to do. And big goals for the future is to actually spend some time actually out in the land. Because this is reasonably garden-y, but I want to do better. I actually want to spend some real garden. I want to really get out into the garden and have some fun time out in the garden. Okay, so that's going to be all that taken care of. Hands washed. Gonna get hands dried. And popsicle stick time. Ooh, that was a clean snap. But yeah, once I get these labels made, I'm gonna throw on the BRB screen and I'm gonna hit the restroom because, yeah, I do be hydrating. Actually, do I have any obligations to society? Woohoo! No obligations to society. That's what I like. Oh, it's reasonable, sort of. Just want to push it down more. Don't like it when it sticks up too much, because I like to throw a like a plastic cover that just helps like keep the humidity in. There we go. Good design and signage. Oh man, I'm really glad that I got these. I actually bought this like whole pack. So these are sold as, they're actually sold as paint stirring sticks. So like when you crack open like a can of paint, you can use this piece of wood to like stir the paint. These make very nice signs. Also, they look great. They look really great. Actually, let me show you what I used before. So I've got a few that are like plastic, which I mean, admittedly, this is like fine. This is fine. This works, but these were the real fun ones. I actually used metal ones because, due to my job, I have fairly ready access to like scraps of sheet metal, especially like nice like thin pieces of sheet metal like what we have here. So I thought, hey, I have access to all this sheet metal, and I can write on it with a Sharpie, and it sticks. But the thing is, with sheet metal, it has pokey edges. So, it works, but not the best. Definitely not the best solution. When I have a full bladder. But yeah, so I'm gonna run because I need to run to the little homesteaders room. I need to grab a couple more 6Ls trays and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I will be back after a few. Okay, I'm back. I got myself a couple more trays. Got another thing of this tray here. So, pretty replenished on my tray needs. And then I also have motivational beverage. Cheers. Oh. Let us head back on over to the Go board. So, number one thing I need to evaluate here. I'm going to rematch the AI, and I want to take a look at how more difficult it gets. Because if it gets significantly more difficult versus easier, then we've got a problem. So, handicap none. Wait, what? So, okay. So it moved. What do I want to do? So it went for. So when I originally challenged this AI, it was at like 16. It was at 18K, and now it's went down to 18 again. So it's. I don't. Honestly, we're gonna cancel that. And I'm gonna go to play. So let's see here. Oh wow, I can even set like opponent rankings. So let's see here. We'll do that. Now it's giving me the option for 19K, which seems somewhat appropriate. But I think if I just go into it, let's see here. Different ranks. Granted, I don't know if it sets my... I don't know if I can... Oh, show custom settings. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do... How about let's do a 4 handicap at a 19K AI. Nope. 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 No. No, where's my handicap? I need the handicap, not the AI. Oh no. Okay, where's my handicap? You know, like time control, max time, ranked. Oh, wait, so if I make myself black, and I have the 4 handicap, should be fine. Okay, so we're gonna try this out. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna go into this with a handicap, and we're gonna see how this handicap works for us. I'm very curious to seeing how this will work for us. Unsure how much pressure I want to put. Because the AI is still much better than me. And I need to be careful about that. Well, I thought I had a handicap. Take that. Whoa. Oh, ho, ho. Okay. Ooh. Chipping at me, but... Ooh, dearie, 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 dearie. So my black stones are down to 1, 2, and if I try... I don't know how if I extend this out, I win. So I place. Might win. Or I might not. Honestly, no, I'm just... The thing is, I'm just having to constantly defend that. And I don't... They've got 11 captures already. I don't like that. This is... scary. Because that's actually really well unified, though. Oh, gosh. The challenge is very real. Because the thing is... Do I put back... Because if I back pressure here... It's honestly the best thing I can do. That's the best thing I can do. Right now, I've noticed that the AI really likes its edge territory. Really likes to protect its edge. But I don't like doing blind lines. So if I play... I'm just not good at threatening, man. I have. And then that links a lot of stones up. Oi, oi. Bad move, not good move. Not good move. Is there... I could do that. I mean, there's definitely things I can do. Like in this case, I'm trying to tell White here that, hey, I don't appreciate what you're doing to me. So these two stones are under a lot of pressure, but they're also easily capturable. Don't know what my best strat is. Oh dearie. Oh dear. That's it? I do want to eke out whatever territory I can. It's real hard to... Whoa! Holy smokes, that was dangerous. Jeepers creepers, that was dangerous. It is a small victory for Sugi. I want to co-fight you, dude. I saved one stone. Two liberties, they'll respond. Good job, Sugi. Not good job, Sugi. And then that push avenue is just eliminated entirely. That should protect those. We'll build what we're doing there. So that's not a good move. Don't really know of any good ways to push in. Ooh. But I want to push in, because the more I push into their territory here, the more vulnerable of a position I can put them in. Because I'm now kind of forcing them to make some moves. And like, none of this stuff in here is like territory. That's territory. Up here's territory. That's territory. That's some territory up there. Okay. Got that. None of those are good decisions. Can I threaten? How would they best respond? If they respond with, if I were to go here at 8R and they were to respond with 10S, that would be really good for them. And I would be very foobarred very quickly. It's just, they have a lot more avenues for why do that. Why do that? Oh, that spooks me. That was spooky. But yeah, they did do S12. They did do S12. So I'm going to do a few reinforcings. Ties things in. They're trying to co-fight me there. And then they fill it in. Because they know they can. Damn. Oh. Oh. I may not have enough of a... I don't think I have enough of a, handicap, man. Oh, dearie. Wowzers, what a game. I do like the handicapping though. Like it does help level the field a bit, but yeah, 4 stones at 18k is not quite enough. We're gonna go back to our seed starting here. I'm gonna check a thing because reasons on. Okay, cool. So, you know what? I'm reasonably happy with the amount of seed starting I did. I got 3 games in. I actually really like this format of doing the go stuff. But yeah, Go's still very hard. So I'm honestly gonna call it for tonight. Just mostly because I'm also on call this week and not entirely sure how. I have no idea how good of a tomorrow I'll have. Tomorrow's gonna be interesting, so I'm gonna be taking it easy because hey, you gotta take care of yourself. I'm gonna always advocate for that of anyone here. Always take care of yourself. So I'd like to say this has been Sugi Yamagawa. Thank you very much to everyone who's tuned in today. And I hope you will have a great rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is, wherever you're at. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.